Welcome to Science, Health and Healing, Library of Children's Health Core. I'm Dr. Majid. The subject of this article is children's pre-diabetes. Have you heard of it? Children's pre-diabetes. Have you heard of it? Everybody has heard about children's diabetes type 2. In the spring of 2012, a major study revealed that diabetes type 2 among children, which means excess insulin diabetes, is a much more aggressive form of disease than it is when adults get type 2 diabetes. Half of the children in this study needed insulin within 3 to 4 years of diagnosis, while most adults, they can go for 10, 20, 30 years on diabetes pills before they need daily insulin injections. So I ask you a question again. Children's pre-diabetes, have you heard of it? If you've not heard of it, and I don't think it's likely that you've heard of it because I just coined this term right now, which is May 12th, 2012. There's a reason why you've not heard the term children's pre-diabetes. Because there is no money in it for anyone. Not for New York Times, not for CNN, not for National Institutes of Health, not for your pediatrician, not for your endocrinologist, not for people who are selling diabetes drugs or insulin drugs, not for the professors of pediatrics or endocrinology who are being paid by the fear profiteers to keep focus on the drugs used to lower glucose. Pre-diabetes is another name for insulin toxicity. I ask for your understanding. I know some of you, when you hear the word insulin toxicity, you say, oh, there he goes again. This guy is irrepressible. He cannot complete a program without using the word insulin toxicity. But I still wanted to bring this term to you, children's pre-diabetes. Just take a blood sample. Send it to the laboratory. Get the insulin test. Ideally, your child's peak insulin in a 2-hour profile or even 1-hour value should not be above 25. Don't be surprised if your child's peak insulin is 40, 50, or 70. In fact, I will not be surprised. Many years ago, I had a guest, an 11-year-old girl who was on metformin or diabetes drugs, and her half-an-hour insulin value was 219 units, which is more than 20 times the insulin value that a healthy child should. See, by introducing the term childhood pre-diabetes, I want to focus on those things which cause insulin toxicity. And what are those things? Toxicities of food, environments, and thoughts. Undetected mold allergy, untreated food allergy, undiagnosed and untreated gut fermentation, undiagnosed and untreated leaky gut state, undiagnosed and untreated disruption of mitochondrial ATP energy generation, undiagnosed and untreated buildup of fat in the liver, fatty change in the liver, undiagnosed and untreated grease buildup on the cell membranes which immobilize the insulin receptors. I ask for your forgiveness. The regular listeners have probably heard me say this in so many ways, but I want to reach as many people as I can. If by introducing the term insulin pre-diabetes, I can reach many, many more mothers and fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers, uncles and aunts, teachers, the doctors who still are authentically passionate about the welfare of the patients, then my purpose would have been served. There is a companion article posted on kids123.org which is the official website of Children's Health Corps, and that is the title of the program, Children's Pre-Diabetes. Please look at that program. You will find a large number of citations to my previously published papers on the subject. Our vision is to provide authentic information, easy to understand, free of cost, and free of corporate deceptions. We want to tear down the curtains of ignorance hung by fear profiteers who will not let the parents know what the real problems are. So I hope that if your child is gaining weight, if your child has skin pigmentation, if your child, a loving child, is now becoming irritable, if your 11-year-old girl is starting her period but she is severely sick because of PMS, then I hope that you will think about doing an insulin test. And if insulin is high, you should know your child has pre-diabetes. And it is so easy at this early stage to reverse it. Your child does not have to be diabetic. All what you need to do is to have an insulin test. Let a drop of your child speak. A drop of your child will speak much more eloquently than the world's greatest professors of pediatrics or professor of endocrinology or the director of National Institute of Health. Add this word to your vocabulary, childhood prediabetes. Please go to www.kids123.org and read that article. Children's Health Corps is a non-profit trust that my wife and I founded some years ago. And the purpose is to disseminate authentic information, focusing on the issues of toxicities and food and then environments and thoughts, especially in relevance to children. And when I say food, I want to emphasize a point. Water is a part of a child's food. Please think of water also when you think of a child's food. Until we meet again, may you be gracious, graceful, and generous in your spirit. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much.